We begin with news out of the Midwest. Recently, they have faced a record number of storms, and it looks like it's only about to get worse.
Breaking overnight, get out. Emergency evacuations and dramatic rescues after heavy flooding hits the Midwest and the South. An entire region slammed by powerful tornadoes for a fifth straight day. Tens of millions in the danger zone once again.
Since the tornado threat began here on Saturday, there have been 133 reported tornadoes, more than 30 just in the last 24 hours.
Over 130 tornadoes in 5 days. That is terrifying. Oh, mostly because tornadoes are the worst natural disaster. Like, they're super destructive, and it feels like they make it personal, you know? No, because like hurricanes and floods affect entire regions, a tornado just wants your house. Just flies in like, wow! And then you're like, what about my neighbor? No. 130 tornadoes. That is insane. I also feel bad for the land of Oz. They probably got houses dropping on them every 15 minutes. Yeah, it's just witch funerals up there 24/7. And I get killing the wicked ones, but at some point it's just witch genocide. Let's be honest, people. And look, when you see this many tornadoes in this amount of time, you have to ask yourself if this is part of climate change. Because today, just today, a new climate report came out saying that things are getting worse. Sea levels could rise by 6 feet by the end of the century, which means cities like New York and Miami could be underwater. Yeah, it's really bad news. Statistically, the only person that will survive that is Shaq. That's it. Just him by himself. Yeah. He'd be like, I know the whole world died, but the fact that Charles Barkley is gone made it all worth it. But let's move on from real tornadoes to a human tornado. Last night, a woman in California led police on a car chase in an RV. Now, luckily, no people or animals were hurt, but please brace yourselves for one of the craziest things you've ever seen.
A wild police chase near Los Angeles last night involving a stolen motorhome. A woman behind the wheel crashed into a parking lot tree, ripping off part of the front end of the windshield. She also hit several cars during the chase. At one point, a dog could be seen hanging out of the open windshield before it jumped out. It all ended when the motorhome hit a car.
God damn! That was like a Grand Theft Auto mission in real life. When I saw that, I grabbed my control by instinct. I was like, gotta get this to the warehouse before the meth blows up in the back. Come on. Like, I'm surprised that everyone was fine when they walked away from this thing. And it's crazy to watch an RV causing all that chaos. Because it's basically a high-speed chase that you can follow on Zillow, you know? It's just like, oh shit, look at this, 2-bedroom. Oop, now it's a 1-bedroom. Like, you realize this was so insane that even the woman's dog was trying to escape. Like, that's when you know you've gone too far. When your dog's trying to abandon you. Yeah, because dogs are ride or die, right? I've seen homeless people with dogs. Dogs will stick with you through thick and thin. That's why we love them. But that dog was like, all right, I know 2 things. Peanut butter's delicious, and this bitch is crazy. I'm out. I'm out. In other news, Washington State. It's the state with legalized pot, assisted suicide, fans in the audience, and now a new way to get rid of your body.
Washington State is now the first in the nation to allow composting of human remains. Governor Jay Inslee signing the new law on Tuesday. The remains are mixed with wood chips and other material and then turned into soil. It's an alternative to regular burials or cremation. Lawmakers say those methods are bad for the environment because they release chemicals and carbon.
Wow, I like how this is the newest way to go green. Just throw your relatives in the ditch. Yeah. That's some next level recycling. I mean, now we've got paper, plastic, and grandpa. Nice job. Nice job. Seriously though, this is a cool idea, right? Instead of polluting the earth with a burial or polluting the sky with a cremation, you can just create compost, right? You just create compost. Is that how Americans say it? And you can use it to grow a vegetable garden. And then when you have people over for dinner, they'll be like, this is delicious. What's your secret? You can be like, oh, it's Phyllis. That's what it is. And I'll be honest, I support this. I think everyone should have the right to choose how they're going to be buried. That's why when I die, I want to get buried in a McDonald's ball pit. Yes. I like to bring joy to children. Makes life interesting. And finally, in entertainment news, if you don't like being buried or turned into compost after you die, technology is giving us another option.
Whitney Houston fans could have an opportunity to see the late singer in concert even 7 years after her death. The pop icon's estate says it's planning to launch a Whitney Houston hologram tour and a new album. The show will include recordings of the late singer along with a live band and backup singers.
Nope. No, I'm sorry, but no. A hologram tour of Whitney, like no one should buy tickets just to watch a hologram. All right? And worse, if you get the crappy seats, can you imagine now you're in the nosebleeds watching the Jumbotron? Like, if you're paying $80 to watch a Jumbotron of a hologram, kill yourself. Turn your ass into compost. Why are we having a hologram perform? Like, you know what I would pay for? I'd pay for an audience member hologram. Yeah. And then he goes to the concert, and then I stay at home and play video games with my hologram best friend. That's what I want to do. Like, I don't understand why we keep using hologram technology to revive artists. We already have artists, all right? We need to use it to create things we don't have. Like, we should make a hologram of immigrant fathers who aren't afraid to say, I love you, yeah? No, because that's one thing. If you have an immigrant father, you know what I'm talking about. They never say the phrase, I love you. Yeah, one time my cousin was like, I love you, Dad, and his dad was like, okay, good luck, eh?